almost brings me down. Cold inside like when she leaves, I slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting round, baby, drink your night away. Maybe we will not regret it, you will not regret me. Laying down under the sun, burning love cause we are young. No one tells us what's done wrong, cause it's just me and you. It's just me and you. Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, my wasted love. Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, my wasted love. It's just me and you. Yeah, it's just me and you.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PCCL Season 4 Semi-Finals. I am your host and your caster for the night, Matsy. And tonight we have a match on our hands indeed. The series being Outlaws coming up against Conspiracy eSports. Now Conspiracy eSports have definitely been up-and-comers within the Oceanic region as of late. So I feel like they can definitely bring it to Outlaws in this matchup. But now, without further ado, we're going to be getting straight into the draft. The first map is Bright Marsh, and now here's the bans from both teams. Now, the first ban coming out on Outlaws is going to be Drogos. I feel like that's more of a targeted ban towards Conspiracy's player Facehugger, as he is quite well known for his Drogos gameplay and more of those explosive champions such as Bomb King, which is the last pick that they just locked in for their side. Now on the side of Conspiracy, they've obviously banned out Torvald. He's definitely a high priority pick in the scene at the moment, so it doesn't surprise me that that one's been taken out by them, considering the amount of damage that he can bring to a team. Now, on the side of Outlaws, we have the Makoa first pick, as well as the Genos and the Maeve. Now, the Maeve pick's actually quite interesting. We haven't seen Maeve being played lately at all during other seasons of Paladins, such as the Global Series. So, interesting to see her being brought out in this exchange by none other than Mr. Flexi. I'd assume he'd be the one to play that hero. He's been quite well known for his Maeve gameplay in the past, so I wouldn't put it past them to put him on that one. And obviously over to the side of Conspiracy, we have Inara, Bomb King, Fernando, and Meldamba. Their team's looking pretty solid at the moment. They have a lot of flexibility to pretty much pick anything really as their last pick. But now over to the side of Outlaws, they're hovering over the Androx's pick. And as DLS has said in the chat there, it's definitely Flank City coming out. Maeve being locked in and potentially followed up by the Androxus and the Grok. This is looking pretty good for them. They have the double support, they have the double flank, and the tank. Hopefully they'll be able to get the money in the bank. But now over to the side of Conspiracy once again. Marcus M being the last pick for them. What's he going to lock in here? Now his options are pretty limited for the time being, but I'm sure he'll be able to pick something of high value. Hovering over the Charlene initially there, that's been a high priority pick, but actually opting to hover over the Leanne at the moment. We haven't seen her being brought out in quite some time as well. She's more of the more rare picks at the moment, so it would be interesting to see them bring that one out, but actually going to be locking in the Charlene there. Definitely unsurprising. He's able to bring a lot to teams these days, so unsurprising to see that pick locked in by them. Now, with both teams' lineups being finalized, I'm not really too sure who's going to be able to take this first map out, actually, considering this is a best of 7 series. So, it's going to be the first team to 4 maps out of this fight. But now, considering that the drafts have been locked in and everyone's loaded, getting ready to load into the game, we're going to head to a short break while we set things up. So, see you soon, guys. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting straight into the first game of this best of 7 series for the PCCL semi-finals of Season 4 in the Oceanic region. I'm Matsy. I will be your host and your caster tonight. Really keen to see what both teams have to bring to the table. And here's Soch GG just emoting at the moment, just showing that he is excited, ready to get out of those gates and potentially land some nice dredge anchors towards the members of Conspiracy. But now with 5 seconds remaining, let's take a little look at the items. A lot of last minute picks being locked in there. A lot of quarter eyes on both sides. Double quarter eyes on the side of Conspiracy, whereas there's triple quarter eyes on the side of Outlaws. Mixed up with a little Wrecker actually on Maeve. That's an interesting one coming out from them. And the Bulldozer coming out from Jarvek. But now without further ado, we're getting straight into the action at the moment. Now here's Soch just trying to output some damage towards the members of Conspiracy, trying to land a dredge anchor there, unable to do so. Ooh, gets a grumpy bomb thrown straight at him. Actually locks him into place. I was quite surprised by that one. Oh, nice dredge anchor coming out there. Not able to secure the pick onto Xylos though. Unfortunate for him. Gonna have to back off towards his teammates as they secure some nice picks of their own. Here's Myth actually getting a nice double kill to his name there. Trying to secure a third. Trying to take out Fernando. That is VP. Manages to do so. So Myth 93. Sorry, Myth, formerly known as Myth93, going to be able to secure himself 3 kills there, and now turn the point around in Outlaw's favour. Now, Conspiracy did manage to get the initial percentage, bringing themselves actually up to 90, which is very, very close to a secure. But unfortunately for them, Outlaws have thwarted their plans and now turning it around for themselves to tie things up. Ooh, nice Impaler arrow coming out there towards Myth. Unfortunately, not able to find its mark, but there we go! A nice Void Grip going to come out from Human Radio to secure that kill onto VP. And I think you heard that as well, ladies and gentlemen. Your side fails you. The Heat Haze coming out from Charlene there. Unfortunately, not able to find anybody. Outlaws, sorry, just able to walk all over Conspiracy at the moment. There's another one from Rise. Myths on the rampage. Outlaws just wiping the floor with Conspiracy at the moment. Now let's take a look at things through the perspective of Bomb King, that being Facehugger. Going to be outputting some of those sticky bombs towards the shell shield there. Not able to find their mark, however. Just trying to just poke them back, keep them scared. And he's able to find their mark towards Soch now. However, it's not going to be able to do any conclusive damage to finalize any of those picks. But there's Mr. Flexi taking out, ooh, VP there. Look at these sticky bombs though. Just able to push them out through the windows. Do a lot of damage towards the members of Outlaws. However, Facehugger has been shut down completely by Mr. Flexi there. And now we're looking at Mr. Flexi there. Ooh, the daggers able to take out Xylos. Fantastic pick for him. Will he be able to secure another one towards Marcus M? No. Unfortunately for them, Marcus M has fallen back to his spawn there. And now Outlaw is going to be able to secure a second point to their name. Now solidifying their lead 2 points to none. And now if you take a look at the ultimate side of things, Outlaws do have a pretty clear advantage. Obviously having 4 ultimates, almost 5 as opposed to 3, almost 4 there. So Outlaws do have a bit of an ultimate advantage coming into this next one. However, obviously Conspiracy aren't that far behind them. So this next point could go anyone's way. Hopefully Conspiracy will be able to find their footing after the lackluster start that they had towards the beginning of that one there. But we'll just have to wait and see, as now we're going to be getting straight into the next push. The horses are out the gates, rearing towards the finish line. Now going to be taking a look at Marcus M's point of view. See if he's able to land any of those arrows. Ooh, nice through space and time coming out there. Almost manages to catch Marcus M, but he was able to back out effectively. Oh, nice Impaler arrow. Takes him out when the midnight goes off. Absolutely fantastic for Marcus M. And here's the Heat Haze. Unfortunately for him, though, Myth is cleaning up his teammates. Now, both the DPSs on the side of Conspiracy are the last ones alive. Here's Facehugger doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately going to be taken out by Human Radio there, though. Marcus M trying to do what he can on the retreat as well. Being left on the back foot by Soch GG there. There we go. Soch secures that kill. Now Conspiracy looking a little bit staggered. And now Outlaws just securing their hold over this point. And there's Rice getting a nice double kill just to put the final nails in the coffin. The percentage is climbing. 81, 84, 87. It just keeps going higher and higher. Outlaws are going to be able to secure this third point, but no, they aren't! Here we go! Here he is! Jarvek on the point as the Inara uses the Waters Field there, just trying to stall it out as much as possible. There's the seismic crash. Unfortunately, not able to secure that kill onto Human Radio there, though, so unfortunately, gonna have to back out there. And now the overtime ticking over once again. Here comes Facehugger pushing out the Grumpy Bomb. Unfortunately, doesn't find its mark towards the point. There we go! Takes out Myth with the assistance of Marcus M there, obviously. Now Soch just trying to hold up the reins for the time being. Trying to keep the point in Outlaws' favor. They are at 99%, so they do have at least a little bit of flexibility to wait for their teammates to return. But will it be enough, though, as now the point's ticking closer and closer towards Conspiracy. Here comes the King Bomb, however. Oh, able to find Soch. Marcus M securing that kill. Here comes the Dread Serpent as well. Action happening all over the point. Xylos, true to his name. There it is, boys. Conspiracy taking a point of their own. Now, Conspiracy having 1 point to their name. Here's Marcus M outputting a lot of damage. The Impaler arrow available to him. Unfortunately, doesn't stun out Soch GG there. Going to be trying to find some more arrows to hit their mark. Almost spots out Human Radio, but Human Radio able to utilize that stellar wind to get around the corner just in the nick of time. And oh, unfortunately, Marcus M has made a grave mistake there, turning his back to the enemy. Going to allow Myth to secure that quick pick towards him. This is going to be good. There's Soch trying to hold on for dear life, trying to do what he can with that dredge anchor, just not able to do enough, however. Unfortunate for him. And now here's Rise taking out Facehugger. This is looking good. Marcus M takes out Myth, however. Now both teams getting picks on each other, left, right, and center. Here comes a fireball from VP, just trying to find some ticky damage towards Outlaws. Trying to push them back past this choke point. Unfortunately, just not able to do enough damage for the time being, it seems. Forced to back out, use that charge ability, use that shield, and just hold the fort for the time being. Oh no, unfortunately for them, Jarbeck has been caught out. However, that allows VP to get a nice fireball off. There's Xylos getting picked out as well. Conspiracy forced to back out. Oh no! VP's charged straight into the wall. This is not looking good for Conspiracy. Now here's Facehugger trying to regroup with his teammates here. The couple of the guys on Conspiracy just holding the top end of the map. Unfortunately being met by Myth there though. If our Outlaws maintain this pressure that they have been maintaining towards Conspiracy, then they're going to be able to secure themselves a successful defense out of this one. With 32 seconds remaining, I wouldn't put it past them to do just that. And there we go. A nice through space and time going to come out towards Xylos there. Going to be able to secure them a pick. That's looking good for Outlaws. However, now Conspiracy turning things around. Javek gets a kill onto Sarge. VP onto Flexi. But there it goes again. The trade just coming out left, right, and center. Myth getting 2 to his name. This is looking fantastic for both sides. But here it is. The Grumpy Bomb that they needed, forcing Human Radio off the point. The Ghost Walk, however, going to be activated there by Rise. Just stalling the point as long as possible. Facehugger's finally been taken down there. Overtime is ticking over. Things are not looking good for Conspiracy here. However, as I say that, here's Javek. He's utilizing all of his abilities to keep this point alive, but it doesn't matter. All of his teammates are being knocked down by, like, dominoes, sorry. Now Facehugger, being the last man alive, trying to duel it out with Mr. Flexi. Unfortunately, not able to do just that. And so that's going to be the end of him. And oh, looks like a bit of a misfire on that ultimate towards the end there. Myth, unfortunately, just missing the mark with that one. Going to be misfiring that accursed arm. That's going to be pretty bad for Outlaws. Now they are 1 ultimate down on Conspiracy. They did have 4 to their name. Now down to 3 with a 4th closely on the way. This is not going to be good for Outlaws. That accursed arm is a crucial ultimate for them. However, they still do have a few tools in their toolkit.
5.
Now, if you look at the damage dealt, you actually see Charlene in the lead there. Marcus M leading the charts, followed closely by Rice and Mr. Flexi. And also Facehugger. All of the damage dealers just doing a lot of valuable damage towards the enemies there. And as you heard just then, there it is. Your side fails you. The heat haze coming out from Marcus there. Not able to find any value, it seems, if you look at the kill feed. However, Myth able to secure the first kill of this exchange. Now trying to look for the backline of Conspiracy. Not able to find anything with that one, though. Forced to back out himself. Rice, his teammate, manages to find VP, though. Now, it looks like Outlaws are leaving Conspiracy on the back foot, but oh, there it is! The stun from the Serpent there from Xylos. Nice stun coming out there, just stalling things for his teammates. However, if Conspiracy don't get on the point now, it's going to be game, set, and match for Outlaws. 3-1, 90%. This is match point. There's the seismic crash, though. Takes Myth out of the equation temporarily. This is looking pretty good for Outlaws. Oh, but as I say that, there's Dosh GG looking on the back foot there. There it is. Unfortunately, though, Marcus M utilizing that heat haze, not able to capitalize on anything with that one. Triple kill coming out from Mr. Flexi. Now, all of Conspiracy have been taken down. Here's VP just trying to make his way back to the point, but he's accepted defeat. He's not able to charge forward. And now Outlaws secure the first map of this series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was an exciting match indeed. Look at Marcus M's damage there, almost making his way towards that 100,000 mark. Definitely a key player on the side of Conspiracy there. As you see, his damage just outclassing everyone else in the match in this one. Just being the top player there. However, the members on the side of Outlaws proving to be a little bit better at teamwork, it seems. Getting more picks between them than the man Marcus M there. Just trying to be a little bit of a solo carry, it seems. Facehugger, unfortunately, looking a little bit lackluster in that one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with that being the end of the first map, now Outlaws securing 1 to their name. while we set things up for the second one, we are going to head to a short break.
You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. Let's escape the gray and let the colors rain. Turn the shit we do and our words into pure reality. 'Cause you and me are meant to be what they don't see. Never feeling wrong 'cause we don't belong. And getting high in love, we're invincible.
Select a champion.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting straight into the draft of Game 2 of this Best of 7 series between Outlaws and Conspiracy eSports. Now, Conspiracy being on the blue side of things this time around. The map in question is Stone Keep here. The bans have come through. Now, Conspiracy have made a pretty smart decision to ban out May 1st. However, Outlaws, sticking true to their nature, banning out that Drogos pick. They do not want to deal with Facehugger on that Drogos. They realize how powerful and how destructive he can be if that pick is left in his hands. Now, Outlaws obviously opting to pick up the Bomb King themselves this time, not allowing Conspiracy to take that one away from them, and actually being allowed to take the Makoa pick as well. This is an interesting one. Obviously, Conspiracy finding a lot more value in that Torvald pick. They realized the value of the Hyper Beam and the rest of Torvald's kit, and so they want that one to be available to them, and they've taken it straight away from Outlaws. Now, the next two picks on the side of Conspiracy, they've chosen to lock in Inara there, and following that pickup with Grover, the healer/sniper duo. That's Grover in a nutshell there, but now interesting to see how Conspiracy are going to be able to utilize that pick, considering he can dish out a lot of damage and do some pretty decent healing as well. However, a pick like Genos or something else along those lines is probably a lot more valuable, and so they've actually allowed Outlaws to take that one away from them. As you see, on the Outlaws side of things, they are locking in the Genos and now the Charlene. That's a lot of damage that Outlaws have available to them. If Conspiracy don't respond to this one accordingly, then this could end quite badly for them. As we saw in the first game, they were able to secure 1 point, but not able to find much other value apart from that one. And ooh, an interesting pick being hovered over by Facehugger there, the Pip. We don't usually see that pick brought out, but comboed by the Grover, I can see definitely you could find some value in this pick. So I'm curious to see if they're actually going to choose to lock that one in, or if it's just being held to stall our time. It looks like it is. They're going to be locking in the Grok there to solidify and finalize their lineup, followed by the Leanne. Now, I talked a little bit about Leanne in the first game and how she hasn't really been picked all that much lately. She does have quite the kit available to her. That Enlightenment Ultimate has definitely got a lot of power. So if they're able to utilize that ability effectively, then definitely you could find a lot of value in Leanne. And so hopefully Conspiracy will be able to do that coming into this next game. Now back over to the side of Outlaws. The last pick being on Rice, the superstar, going to be hovering over that Fernando pick. I feel like that pick's probably going to be for Soch GG. We know exactly what Soch is capable of with that pick. There it is, the trade's coming through. Soch being the man on that one. And Mr. Flexi being on the Makoa. We've seen such destructive value on him when he is put on the Turtle. So I'm curious to see if he'll be able to land those hooks in this matchup and be the master fisherman that he is aspiring to be. But now with the draft being finalized, the picks being locked in, while we get you guys straight into game, we're going to head to a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting straight into Game 2 of this Best of 7 series, with the teams in question being Outlaws and Conspiracy eSports. Outlaws able to secure the first map with a bit of ease, to be honest, but obviously Conspiracy aren't out of this one yet. They still do have multiple opportunities available to them in order to take this one away from Outlaws. Now, as we get straight into the game, we're going to see the final buys being locked in there at the last second. Obviously, Myth not opting to pick up any items, it seems. He's got a lot of confidence behind himself going into it with that one. Now we're going to be looking at the man himself, trying to do a lot of damage out towards the members of Conspiracy. A lot of people opting to take a fight at the gate region of this map into the bell tower. Just trying to output a lot of damage. Outlaws just forcing themselves to retreat for the time being. Oh, Rice! The man! Securing a triple kill to his name. Almost manages to secure the quadra kill there. Myth managing to take that one away from him. Will he be able to get it now? No, he won't. Mr. Flexi takes that one away from him. Fantastic damage coming out from the man himself on what he is known best for on his Bomb King. Now Conspiracy eSports being forced back to their spawn on Stone Keep here. Here's a Grumpy Bomb coming out from them. Coming out from Outlaws, sorry. Just opting to keep the pressure on as the point ticks to 99%. Marcus M trying to make his way forward before the time ticks out. Going to be taken out by Myth there, though. Traded quickly, however, by Xylos. Now both teams being left with 4 men each. And here's Rice, being the Australian sniper, just opting to get a lot of sticky bombs out towards the members of Conspiracy there, just doing a lot of poking damage to them. If the members of Conspiracy don't deal with Rice soon, then this could end quite badly for them. And now here, taking a look at things through the perspective of Marcus M, just trying to have a little bit of an exchange with Rice there. Loses focus of his opponent for a little bit of time there, unfortunately. Oh, and unfortunately for him, he got a bit too cocky, bit too confident. Didn't think that Rice would push up on him. Unfortunately, his overconfidence proving to be his undoing there. Going to be taken out by Rice. Now Outlaws just holding on the point. Here's Human Radio just outputting those astral marks towards his teammates. There's Mr. Flexi getting another one to his name. Things are looking great for Outlaws for the time being. And here, Mr. Flexi trying to look for a dredge anchor. Just trying to get one. Oh, unfortunately gets denied by the statue there, though. Unfortunately, gonna be forced to utilize that shell spin back straight off towards the connector section of the map, towards his teammates. But now, proving things are in his advantage. He does have the ancient rage available to him. There it is, though! The dredge anchor gets a nice pick and goes straight into the Grumpy Bomb there. A triple kill coming out from VP, however. The man, the tank, is going man mode on Outlaws at the moment. Doing so much work for his team, now pushing Outlaws back and giving Conspiracy a little bit more hope at a successful defense. Now, here's the Nullify coming out from VP there. Manages to take out SochGG, leaving Outlaws a man down. Now they realize there's Rice as well on the upper section of the map. Here's the Dredge Anchor into the Grumpy Bomb. Now VP being taken out. This is looking good for Outlaws, making a little bit of a comeback. There it is, through space and time. However, Marcus M not going out without a fight. Gets a 2 kill to his name. The Enlightenment taking out Human Radio there, getting a pick onto Rice as well. Before that one, now here it is. The Heat Haze coming out from Charlene as well. Myth, he's not out of this one yet either. Doing what he can to take out Facehugger in the whirlwind there. However, Facehugger's using the vines to his advantage. Baits out Myth a little bit there, but no! Myth managed to take out another member of Conspiracy. Just trying to duke it out with Facehugger now. Jumping around like he just doesn't care on a trampoline. There it is, the pick onto Facehugger. Jarvek being the last man alive for Conspiracy, just stalling the point as much as he possibly can. It's overtime. There's the Impaler arrow, however, and Myth secures the kill. Now the members of Conspiracy just coming back one by one. Outlaws being left on they're pretty damaged, honestly. And then, oh! No one on Outlaws was on the point there. Gonna be allowing Conspiracy to take a point away from them and secure themselves a successful defense. A little bit of a misplay coming out from Outlaws. Now, if we take a look at the damage side of things, we see the clear leaders there being Rice and Myth, followed closely, however, by Marcus M and VP and Soch. Now the damage values honestly aren't all that surprising to me, but let's see if things start to make a change towards a different direction coming into this next one. Now in terms of the shielding side of things, VP being the leader there, followed by Flexi and Soch. And now in terms of healing, Human Radio going above and beyond the others, just outdoing them both, even if their healing was combined. Now making our way back towards this exchange once again, looking at Rice. There's the Grumpy Bomb. Here comes the King Bomb as well. However, there's a Seismic Crush. Oh, Rice just whooshes straight past that one. Not even bothering to give a single hint of care towards it. Oh, Myth! All the damage on his side. There we go. One pick towards VP. Another one. Gonna be Marcus M. Mr. Flexi securing that one. Here's Javek on the point all by his lonesome. Gonna be taken out. Easy pickings for Outlaws. Another one bites the dust. Xylos just trying to run away. No, he won't be able to. Mr. Flexi pulls him straight back, saying, get over here, like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Gonna be able to secure that kill straight away. Now Mr. Flexi holding up the reins at the front of the fight at the moment, just trying to stall out Conspiracy as long as he possibly can, while Rice does a lot of damage from afar with those sticky bombs. Going to be able to do a lot of damage towards that team. And let's see what he can do here, just being forced back for the time being. Doesn't realize someone was in the church section of the map, but however, Myth realizes. Now Outlaws able to secure a second pick to their name. Shell Shield, unfortunately, going to be taken out very quickly and very effectively by the members of Conspiracy there. But now they're being forced to back out themselves. Rice securing a nice pick onto them there. And now looking at Soch GG with his horse just steamrolling straight towards Javek there. There's a nice impasse, however. Going to be able to keep him in this fight. Fortunately for Javek, he did have that one available to him. Now Outlaws pushing the cart closer and closer to this final choke point, trying to do a lot of damage towards Conspiracy, just trying to keep them off this as much as they possibly can. There comes the Enlightenment, I believe, coming out from Marcus M. Not able to do anything with that one, however. And there it is. There's the Dredge Anchor from VP. This is fantastic. Will there be another pick coming out? King Bomb coming out. Going to be able to pick up someone on Conspiracy there. I believe it was Javek. There is Xylos going down. There goes Javek. This is looking good for the boys on Outlaws. Now taking a look at things through the Conspiracy point of view. Looking at Facehugger there. There's the Hyper Beam coming out from VP, however. Just trying to push Outlaws off the point as much as he possibly can. Just stall this one out, but with 1 minute and 8 seconds now remaining for Outlaws. Will they have enough time to stall them out? Will they be able to push them off in time? It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Outlaws just able to get all the picks they need to. Rice gets one. Mr. Flexi gets one. Myth looking for one of his own there, keeping Marcus M in spawn as much as he possibly can. There's VP, the last man. And unfortunately, he's going to be taken out. And now Outlaws have 3 points to their name. 3-1 is the scoreline. Now looking at the damage side of things, we see that the clear leader is obviously Rice, just solidifying his lead there, followed closely by Myth and Marcus M being the man behind those two. Unfortunately, his team just not able to do enough damage to keep themselves in this fight. Hopefully they'll be able to show us some surprises coming into this potential last push of the match. Obviously 3-1 being the scoreline. Outlaws being on match point to take map 2 away. Who's going to be able to come out on top here? Let's find out right now. Let's take a look at things through the perspective of Javek. Javek making his way forward, going to be utilizing that water sphere. Grumpy Bomb comes up, but it doesn't matter. Not able to pick him up. Forced it back out, however. Outlaws doing a lot of damage towards him and his teammates. There goes Rice once again. He started the steam train. There it is. 1 kill, 2 kill. Myth and Flexi take 1-2 of their own, sorry. And now Facehugger being the last man alive. Flexi securing that one. Conspiracy now looking staggered. Ooh, and here's Javek just holding the top section of the map, just trying to make his way around to the fountain, trying to get into the church with his teammate VP. They're trying to get to the point as quickly as they possibly can. Not going to be able to, though. There's Marcus M being taken out. Now Outlaws making Conspiracy be a man down there. There's 2 picks for Rice. There's a 3rd one. Facehugger being taken down. Conspiracy just flowing onto the point 1 by 1. like kids in a line at school. Unfortunately, just not able to do anything effective there. And now the scoreline is going to be 4-1 once again. Outlaws take map 2. Now taking a look at the score side of things, we're going to be seeing a lot of value coming out on the side of Outlaws with that Bomb King pick and the Charlene. Just able to do so much work for them, followed closely by that Makoa pick. Those 3 picks came in quite crucial on the side of Outlaws, and obviously Soch GG doing a fantastic job on the Fernando as well, having 31 assists to his name. This is looking fantastic for the Outlaws, and the scorelines have been quite similar across the board so far. Hopefully Conspiracy eSports will be able to make a change coming into the 3rd map of this best of 7 series, and potentially show us a little bit of the cards that they have available at their disposal, and potentially we could see something that may just surprise us. But now, ladies and gentlemen, with that being the end of the 2nd map, while we get you into the 3rd one, we're going to head to a short break.
Select your champion.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be getting straight into the third map of this best of 7 series between Outlaws and Conspiracy eSports. Now, the map in question is going to be Frog Isle this time around. Keen to see what both teams have to bring out in this one. And now the band's coming out once again. It's going to be the Drogos band on the side of Outlaws. Now, how are Conspiracy going to be responding to this one, I wonder? They have a lot of options to consider. If they allow Outlaws to get that Bomb King pick again, this could prove to be disastrous for them. However, it seems that they're actually going to be locking out the Torvald pick. Personally, I felt that they would have gone for that Torvald pick themselves, considering how much value they were able to find with that one on Stone Keep. They were able to use that pick quite effectively, and VP actually did manage to secure himself a triple kill in that match up there. So, surprising to see them ban that one out, but obviously they don't want Outlaws to have that one, but that's going to cost them, as now Outlaws hovering over that Makoa pick, going to be securing that one, locking it straight in. Now Outlaws have the Makoa once again, which they have managed to find a lot of value on themselves, actually. On Mr. Flexi, managing to land a lot of dredge anchors towards the members of Conspiracy. So will this prove to be their undoing once again? Now over to the side of Conspiracy. On the red side this time around, Javek hovering over that Inara pick. The Impasse is going to be coming in clutch on this map, and I feel like that Seismic Crash is going to be able to find a lot of value as well as the Waters Field on that Inara. So naturally, there's a lot of potential for that pick coming into this one. And now here's Marcus M hovering over that Charlene. He's definitely proven what he can do on that hero. So I feel like definitely could find a lot of value in both of those picks. But now we are back over to the side of Outlaws. The men in question being Human Radio and Mr. Flexi. Human Radio hovering over the obvious choice there. Going to be hovering and locking in the Genos. And now Mr. Flexi actually locking in that Bomb King. Now, Conspiracy have allowed Outlaws to pick the Bomb King once again. Now, this spells trouble in my eyes. I feel like that if Conspiracy have allowed them to take the Bomb King and the Makoa, yet again, the two of the picks which came in quite crucial in their defeat coming into Stone Keep, this could be a little bit of deja vu coming into this next one, ladies and gentlemen. However, a team like Conspiracy, I'm not putting them out of this one yet. They do have a lot of potential to still take this one away. They just have to play their cards right and hope for the best. Now Conspiracy locking in the Maldamba pick as well as the Fernando pick. Now those picks comboed together can be quite effective. And obviously with the Immortal on their side, they're going to be able to find a lot of value in that ultimate. And with the Dread Serpent and obviously the Seismic Crash and the Heat Haze, there's a lot of value in the picks that they've chosen so far. However, at the moment, I feel like Outlaws does have the stronger draft. Now over to the side of Outlaws, actually, we see Soch GG and Rice being the last two to pick here on the blue side. Hovering over the Maeve once again, going to be locking that one in. And ooh, it's the Talus! They've locked in the Talus, ladies and gentlemen! That's not one we see very often. I'm curious to see what they're going to be doing with that pick. I feel like Talus can find a lot of value for them. And I'm really keen to see what they do with that one. Now, obviously, Outlaws having double flank, one DPS and one tank and one healer. Their composition isn't as beefy as the side of Conspiracy, however, I feel like with all that damage at their disposal, they could still definitely take this one away from them. But now, back over to the side of Conspiracy, VP, the team leader, the father of the team, gonna be looking to hover over that pick there. There it is. And Droxus, now they have the flanker that they need on their side. But will he be able to keep up with the Maeve? We'll have to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Now with the drafts being locked in on both sides, the lineups being finalized, while we get you guys straight into the game for the third map action, we're going to be heading to a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting straight into this third map of this best of 7 series between Outlaws and Conspiracy. Outlaws taking the 2-map advantage so far. They're looking good, they're looking confident, and they're definitely looking like they could close out this series. However, Conspiracy do still have a lot of fight left in them in this one. Their draft doesn't look all that favorable coming into this match. However, I feel like if they utilize their comp accordingly, according to their strengths, then they could definitely find some value in this one.
The battle has begun.
But now, with that being said, the battle has begun, as the announcer said, sorry. Now Rice just holding the backline for the time being, waiting for his teammates to scope out where Conspiracy may be. There's the Grumpy Bomb coming out, going to be finding some value towards Javek there. That's a nice stun coming out from him. Here's Mr. Flexi going to close, sorry, Soch GG this time, sorry. Going to close that one out. Now Marcus M finds a nice trade kill onto Mr. Flexi. And here comes another Grumpy Bomb for that zoning effect. Going to be finding a lot of value is Rice. All those sticky bombs hitting their mark. Fantastic double kill coming out from him. Unfortunately not able to secure a third there. Onto VP on the Androxus. Trying to find it though. But there it is. Myth just pushing straight in with the Talus. Going to be utilizing all of his abilities. Just trying to keep Conspiracy in their spawn. However, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a pause come out. Something has happened on the side of Conspiracy. So now we've headed towards a pause here. Outlaws pretty close to closing out the first point once again. Things are looking pretty good for them again, just finding so much confidence. I believe that Outlaws, with that confidence, could secure this game. However, with this pause coming out from VP, we could maybe see that it could be a tactical pause coming out on the side of Conspiracy. Maybe just trying to stop the momentum behind Outlaws, trying to play the mind games potentially. So then Conspiracy might be able to come back from this one. Now, taking a look at the item side of things, while we are in this pause here, we see a little bit of Cauterize coming out on the side of Outlaws. Myth opting to secure that one, and Mr. Flexi. Soch not securing anything, having a lot of confidence, it seems, coming into this first exchange here. Just not going to be securing any items, potentially saving towards maybe a little bit of a double item stack. We'll have to see as we get out of this round here, or potentially at some point throughout. However, now looking over to Rice there, he's picked up the Wrecker. He wants to take out the Inara and the Fernando as quickly as he possibly can. Just wants to take down that Fernando shield as fast as possible, as I've just said. But now, over to the side of Conspiracy, an interesting item actually being brought out by Javek there. It's going to be Kill to Heal. Now, we don't really see that one picked up too often, but I'm curious to see how that one will work out for the members of Conspiracy there. Obviously, the Kill to Heal being a bit of a unique item, not really picked up too often on tanks. You'd more often see them go for a defensive item, or maybe even that increased healing from your healers on that Rejuvenate. But now over to Marcus M there, he's picked up the morale boost to increase his ultimate charge. Now that's a pretty strong pick coming out from him. He should be able to utilize that effectively in order to just push out constant heat hazes, just utilize that stealth to his advantage. However, will it be enough, considering that heat haze hasn't found all that much value for them throughout the series so far? So, will that morale boost be enough to keep them in this one? And now the obvious choice coming out on Xylos and Human Radio there, it's going to be the Kronos with that cooldown reduction on their abilities. That's going to be allowing them to output much more healing at a much quicker pace. So that's going to be good for the healers on both sides this time around. And now Facehugger on the Fernando this time around. Interesting pick for him, obviously, with the Bomb King and the Drogos being taken away and not playing the Eevee this time around. He's being forced onto the tank role. So curious to see how he's going to do on that one. But with the Cauterize at his disposal, he definitely has the right cards available to him in order to keep the healing on the side of Outlaws as low as possible. If he's able to utilize that fireball effectively and just get in the faces of Outlaws, he can definitely shut down the healing on their side of things. And obviously the same can be said of VP picking up the Cauterize to his name as well. That's going to be an effective pick for him, able to shut down the healing, much like his tank there, Facehugger. So both of them, if they're able to do their jobs effectively and efficiently, they should be able to do great work. Now getting straight back into game, Outlaws securing the point. As I said earlier, they were quite close to that one, so able to secure that one quickly and effectively. There comes the Impaler arrow coming out from Marcus M. Not able to find its mark, however. Oh, sorry, it did find its mark onto Rise, but not able to finalize that kill. Gets taken out in turn by Mr. Flexi there. Now looking at things through Mr. Flexi's perspective, we see Facehugger and the VP being taken out by his teammate Rise. Going to be able to find one himself. No, Myth actually securing that kill onto Jarvek. Now opting to go for another pick of his own. Here's Mr. Flexi, however, just zoning Xylos with his daggers, just trying to deal out a lot of damage towards him. Just zone him out, tag him down, and poke him all the way back to spawn. Now Facehugger just trying to edge his way forward, trying to utilize those fireballs to keep the members of Outlaws as far back as he possibly can. Now charging straight onto the point with his other tank, Jarvek there. Here comes the Heat Haze, however. Now will Conspiracy be able to come back from this one? There's a nice kill onto Rice there. Trying to find another one onto Human Radio. Finds it! This is fantastic for Conspiracy, but now the rest of their team has unfortunately been taken out one by one. So Outlaws, without further ado, are going to be able to secure this point. Now taking their lead 2-0. Now taking a look at the ultimate side of things, Outlaws have quite a solid kit available to them in terms of ultimates. They have almost 5 ultimates, that Ancient Rage being closely on its way, followed by the rest of the ultimates available to them. And unfortunately, on the side of Conspiracy, they only have 1 ultimate available at the moment. This is not looking good for them. Those ultimates are pretty close, so they're on their way to having 4 of their own. However, Outlaws just proving to be much more effective at their ultimate management. Having 4, almost 5, I feel like they could take this point away from them. Now quickly looking at the item side of things, a little bit of Haven coming out, a little bit more Cauterized, a little bit more Wrecker. Here comes True Power, however, from Myth. Oh, fantastic pick, there we go! Followed by his healer, Human Radio, manages to secure a pick onto Marcus M there. There's Mr. Flexi and Soch getting a couple of their own, and here's Rice, the damage dealer himself, getting a nice pick of his own. Will we be able to get a team wipe? Yes, we will. Rampage coming out from Myth there. Now Outlaws sending Conspiracy back to the bench once again. Now here we go, Nether Step coming out from VP there, just not able to do anything though. He tried to use his reversal, just not able to do anything with it. He's getting a bit too cocky, it seems, trying to push past Outlaws there, but unfortunately for him, the men on Outlaws just able to secure the point once again, taking their lead 3-0.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Here we go, looking at things through Rice's perspective this time around. His teammate Mr. Flexi securing a nice double kill, taking out Marcus M and VP. That is the damage dealers on the side of Conspiracy being taken out quickly and effectively. That's going to be great for Outlaws. Just able to push this point forward with ease. There it is! A Dredge Anchor coming out from Soch there. This is fantastic. Rice able to take him out there. Taking out Xylos. And now another one coming. There it is. The Dredge Anchors just finding their mark all so often in this match so far. However, here comes the Heat Haze. Here comes the King Bomb. Here comes the Midnight now. Outlaws making their way forward, just dealing a lot of damage towards Conspiracy. Conspiracy is just being stopped in their tracks as they try to get on the point. VP gets a nice pick onto Rice there with the Accursed Arm, just not able to do anything else with that one, however. Human Radio gets a nice double kill to his name. Such GG gets one himself. Outlaws secure the point and the game. 4 points to nothing. Conspiracy, do they have any hope? Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the 3rd map of the night, taking Outlaws to match point. Outlaws looking very, very strong at the moment. Will they be able to secure this one with them being one map away from meeting the team formerly known as Servum eSports, now known as Forever Second, in the grand final next Sunday? Will they be able to take this one away by securing the 4th map of the series? We will have to wait and see as we head to a short break while we set things up for the next one.
My head is heavy, let me lay it down. Into your lap I would love to drown. I need that story I used to hear, to run on and to and disappear. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down and I can't do this without you. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart. Can you hear my heartbeat calling? Can you feel the love we're falling? Just take my hand and take me home tonight. Throwing caution to the wind, I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me. We'll take our hearts and run free into the wild. Into the wild. fast can you find me in the dark? Oh baby, close your eyes and listen to the beat of my heart. Take my hand, don't be afraid. A love like ours just can't be tamed. Take my heart, just feel the beat. We'll leave tonight and run free into the wild. Into the wild. Into the wild.
Choose your champion.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting into the fourth and potentially final map of the night here in the semi-final of PCCL OCE Season 4 between Conspiracy and Outlaws. Now Conspiracy on the blue side of things this time around. The map in question being Frozen Guard. Who is Outlaws gonna ban? My personal prediction for the ban is probably going to be Drogos again. They've found a lot of value in that ban so far. Taking that away from Conspiracy has definitely done them a lot of good. However, maybe they want to give Conspiracy a little bit more of a chance coming into this next one. And it seems like they are actually going to be doing that. Banning out the Grok this time around. And now Conspiracy actually locking in the Bomb King. This is looking great for them. Now Conspiracy having the Bomb King available to them, they're going to be able to do a lot more damage than they have been in the previous matches. Hopefully they'll be able to find more value. However, that with Grok being off the table now both teams don't have that available to them should they choose to pick it. So I'm interested to see how both teams will adapt according to these bans. Now over to the side of Outlaws, we see Torvald actually being hovered. I'm not sure if he'll find as much value as he would on other maps on this one. But, ooh, the Buck pick actually being locked in. We haven't seen him picked at all throughout the series so far. So curious to see how Outlaws chooses to utilize that one. And speaking of the Torvald pick, I feel like potentially you could utilize that to find a lot of value in using that Hyper Beam to just zone the enemies off the point as they're trying to push through the underpass section of the map. But now over to the side of Conspiracy once again. Marcus M going to be locking in the Inara for, obviously, that's going to be Jarvek, and Xylos actually opting to take the Genos this time around. An interesting turn of events. I don't believe we've seen Conspiracy use the Genos at all from memory throughout the series so far. And now over to the side of Outlaws once again, a human radio locking in one of the picks he's known for, that being Maldamba, and actually another one being locked in there is Grover. An interesting pick being locked in by them. I feel like potentially we could see... Ooh, it's hard to call actually. I feel like we could see either Mr. Flexi or Rice on that one, if I'm predicting correctly. Now, back over to the side of Conspiracy. VP hovering over that Ruckus. He's known for that Ruckus pick. He definitely can bring out a lot of value to the table with that Ruckus pick. We've seen that throughout the regular season of the PGS and throughout his gameplay overall. And, ooh, this is a good one. We've seen Drogos banned out all night, now finally being locked in by Conspiracy alongside that Ruckus. Conspiracy have... dare I say, their optimal lineup, so hopefully they'll be able to find a lot more value coming into this one than they have previously throughout the series so far. Obviously, this being match point for Outlaws. If they take this one away, then they will be meeting forever second in the grand final this Sunday on PCCL. So who will be our champion? We'll just have to find out. But now, Rice, the last pick on Outlaws, locking in the Maeve. That pick has found so much value. That's definitely got to be going towards Mr. Flexi. That it is. Being traded out right there. Now, another one being traded. Interesting to actually see Rice on the Torvald. I would have predicted Soch on that Torvald, and there it is. The trade coming out. Rice going to be on the Torvald, as I predicted earlier. Myth going to be on the Buck. Humor Radio on Maldamba. Both teams looking quite strong and quite solid now as they prepare themselves to fight one another, and as we get into game, we are going to head to a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting straight into Game 4 of this Best of 7 series between Outlaws and Conspiracy eSports. Outlaws having a 3-map advantage now, taking all 3 in a row against Conspiracy. And with quite a lot of ease at that, hopefully Conspiracy will be able to bring things back. Now, however, they have an optimal draft in their favor. So hopefully with that at their disposal, they'll be able to change things around and just show us what they're made of. Hopefully finding a lot more value this time around. Looks like a pause has actually come out there early on, it seems. Maybe some issues on the side of Conspiracy, unfortunately. Heard that one of them has been having a little bit of technical difficulties, so hopefully those will be resolved and we can get straight into game. Now on both sides we see A little bit of cauterize coming out on the side of Conspiracy on Drogos. Marcus M on Drogos this time, actually. Interesting to note that one. Facehugger on the Bomb King. And now VP having the cauterize as well as Javek. And Mr. Flexi and Soch locking that one in as well. Now both sides just going to be stalling it out for the time being, it seems.
First blood.
It seems that, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a little bit of technical difficulties. There is going to be a match remake due to some unavoidable circumstances on the side of Conspiracy. So while we get you guys into the game, the real game, we're going to head to a short break.
Enemy killing spree. Select a champion.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back bringing you the Paladins action from the Paladins Community Competitive League Season 4 semi-finals from the Oceanic region. I'm Matzy, your host and your caster for tonight. Now the teams before us are Conspiracy coming up against Outlaws once again. We're going to be getting straight into the action once again. The map obviously being Frozen Guard, the picks being locked in before us again. Now hopefully this time we won't be faced by any technical difficulties. But now, as we get you guys into game, we're going to head to a short break while we stabilize things. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting straight back into the action. I'm Matzy, your caster and your host for the night. 21 seconds remaining until the capture point spawns. Outlaws and Conspiracy rearing to get out of the gates and meet each other with such fury. Hopefully, Conspiracy will be able to unleash the Dragon's Fury this time around and show them just what they're made of with the Bomb King and the Drogos picks at their disposal this time around. Hopefully they'll be able to find a lot more success than they have previously in tonight's games. But obviously Outlaws being on match point, they have a lot to gain out of taking this victory away from them. So Conspiracy is still going to have a hard time trying to close this one out. And now, onto the perspective of Myth, the man behind Outlaws. First blood going to Soch GG. Now Myth trying to jump on the back line of Conspiracy. Going to be able to output a lot of damage towards Xylos with that shotgun. Will he be able to secure that pick, however? His teammate Mr. Flexi and Rice managing to take out Marcus M and Facehugger. Now Jarvek following closely behind them. There goes Xylos. It's a team wipe for Outlaws. Now Outlaws pushing the point further and further in their favor there. Going to be able to do a lot of work with that one. Keeping Conspiracy on their toes and in their spawn for the time being. However, here comes the Grumpy Bomb. Almost able to take out Myth there. That's looking good for Conspiracy. But Recovery just proving to be too strong for them. There goes a nice pick towards VP. Now Conspiracy left on the back foot, having to restabilize. Facehugger managing to get a nice return kill onto Mr. Flexi there on the Mave. Able to do a lot of work with that one. Almost manages to take out Myth there. Finally able to close that kill out with the assistance of his other damage dealer, Marcus M, on the Drogos this time around. Now Facehugger just trying to output those sticky bombs towards Soch GG. Soch is a little bit separated from his team, so that would be a prime pick for him to pick up. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The pick that Conspiracy needed. However, it looks like most of their members are a little bit overextended forward at the moment. As now we see Myth able to capitalize and pincer towards Jarvek. Now Outlaws securing yet another kill to their name. Can Outlaws be stopped? That is the question, ladies and gentlemen. Now VP holding the reins. Here's Soch, however, meeting him with the force, with the power. Now Xylos popping out of the bush as Outlaws did not spot him, able to get out of there safely and securely. There goes Soch though. Here's the whirlwind coming out from Outlaws, just trying to at least do something to keep this alive. There's through space and time, manages to do a lot of damage out towards Outlaws, but not able to pick up any picks. This is not good for Conspiracy. The Dread Serpent goes out for Outlaws as well. Another pick to their name. Here's Jarvek, just looking a bit out of position there. Now going to be forced to try and make his way back towards his team, but he's standing still. He's admitting defeat there. Unfortunately for him, going to be absolutely staggered, along with his damage dealer Marcus M. Now followed by Facehugger. Outlaws just doing a fantastic job at staggering Conspiracy at the moment, just keeping them always respawning one by one. And if they keep pushing out one by one like this, then they're just going to be losing points, like we just have seen there, ladies and gentlemen. Now Outlaws being 2 points to their name once again. This is looking like a little bit of deja vu from the previous maps tonight, and hopefully they know it doesn't go the same way as them. Hopefully Conspiracy are able to turn this one around and potentially secure at least more than 1 point to their name against Outlaws. Now the obvious placings on the damage side of things: Buck, Maeve, Grover, the top three this time around, followed closely, well, somewhat closely by Drogos and Bomb King, and then Soch obviously tailing a little bit behind them.
4, 3,
but now we're going to be getting straight into game once again. Here are the items on both sides, ladies and gentlemen. Life Rip being actually secured by Facehugger there, looking like he's in a spot of desperation, opting to take one item out of the three choices there, the green, red, and the blue. Obviously Rekka, Life Rip, and Haven. But now we're going to be getting straight back into the action. Let's see what both sides can do there. Here's Mr. Flexi. Unstoppable is what he is. Just able to do so much work, pretty much uncontested. He got stunned out by the Grumpy Bomb there, but wasn't able to actually be secured by anyone in Conspiracy. That's going to prove to be their undoing, as there it is. Mr. Flexi just manages to secure yet another pick to his name, and another one bites the dust. Mr. Flexi is just unstoppable in this match so far. It's unfortunate that Conspiracy weren't able to secure them when they had the prime opportunity to do so, as there goes Mr. Flexi once again. He's on the hunt. He's out for blood, doing everything within his power. There's a nice pounce actually coming out from him though, managing to get just out of the range of that Grumpy Bomb and not get stunned out. Now the point ticking further and further in the favor of Outlaws. Now going to be able to secure themselves a third point, solidifying their lead, 3 points to nothing. Now most of the members of Conspiracy just opting to go towards the side of the map for the time being, just trying to do what they can, trying to at least output some damage, but they're getting taken out one by one. Soch GG takes out Facehugger, takes out Jarvek, another one goes down to Rice. The axes coming out, cleaving through their enemies. Now Conspiracy looking a little bit staggered. They need to position themselves effectively within their spawn to deal with Outlaws. However, it looks like they're not going to be able to do so. Crippling Axe coming out there towards VP. Doesn't do all that much damage, doesn't find all that much effectiveness. However, at least manages to stall VP out for a little amount of time. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Buck Wild coming out from Myth. The Void Grip goes out, however. The Sticky Bombs go out. Now Conspiracy looking to turn things around. Here is the Grumpy Bomb going out towards them. Soch GG gets stunned out there. 3 bombs onto him. Wow! He's not dead, ladies and gentlemen. He's not out of this one yet. He's still in this fight. Here comes the Dragon Punch, though. Gets shut down immediately by Rice. Rice just doing so much work with his axes tonight. On fire is the man. There's Xylos trying to get on the point. Not able to do anything though. Shut down by Mr. Flexi. The Midnight comes out. Contesting the point is VP, the last man alive. But as I say that, here comes Marcus M. He's not out of this one yet. Utilizes that Dragon Punch, and now they're turning things around, ladies and gentlemen. Now Facehugger gets 2. Rice and Human Radio go down. The healers on the side of Outlaws have been taken out. Now Outlaws forced to retreat for the time being. Conspiracy having their last hurrah, it seems, but with 40 seconds now remaining, Conspiracy will still be able to hold this one out? with Outlaws closing in on them, dealing a lot of poking damage from afar before taking on that true engagement. I feel like Outlaws may have this one in the bag, but obviously Conspiracy can surprise. They still have a lot of tools at their disposal as well. No ultimates being available, but now actually the Midnight being available for Outlaws. That may be what they need for the final nail in the coffin. Utilizing that one, Myth gets a nice pick on a face hugger. There goes one though, trade pick coming out towards Outlaws. Mr. Flexi goes down, Myth gets another one, taking out Marcus M. Here's the Hexafire, another one for Myth. 3 kills to his name. Outlaws secure the victory and the series. Outlaws are going to the grand final next week, meaning them will be forever second, formerly known as Servum eSports. An exciting match to look forward to indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Outlaws securing a well-deserved victory against Conspiracy there. Conspiracy just not able to find the form that they have been finding as of late, just not able to really do all that much up against Outlaws. Securing a couple points here and there, but not able to do anything too substantial against them. Hopefully we'll be able to see some more of what Conspiracy can do when they're on form coming into games into the future. But now, ladies and gentlemen, with that being the end of the series tonight, we are going to be setting you up with a captain's post-game interview with both of the captains of Conspiracy and Outlaws. So while we set that up for you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head to a short break.
Yo.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have the post-match captain's interview. Welcome, captains of Outlaws and Conspiracy, that being Myth and VP. A great game you guys had there.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. I enjoyed it. Not too sure how the other thing went.
Yeah, apart from a few little technical difficulties, it was a good game aside. Always a good game against Outlaws.
Now, VP, if you could change anything coming out of that game, what do you feel like you would change? Other than the result.
Probably our drafting. I think it was a bit lackluster. Probably, especially towards the last 2 maps, we were just sort of all over the shop, just we were just grabbing at straws. We were a bit flustered. We were sort of on the ropes, but yeah, I think it's something we really need to work on, is coming into a bit more of a strategy into the games. We're sort of just doing it a bit more haphazardly as of late. So yeah, that's something I'd change.
That's understandable, and hopefully you guys will be able to make those changes coming into the future. I have been watching your games throughout the regular season of, obviously, other leagues such as the PGS, and your team's been one of the more promising teams in my eyes. You guys have definitely been on my radar to take a place in highest parts of the top teams in the region. But now, over to you, Myth. How do you feel Outlaws are faring at the moment as a unit?
As a unit, I think we've put a lot of practice in lately, a lot more than usual, and it's paying off right now. As you can see right there, we didn't make too many mistakes. The mistakes we make are just something we can just work on and just eliminate from our game. But when we play out our top game, it's like there's no stopping us, as you can see.
Do you feel like with Outlaws gaining a bit more form recently, you might be able to take on Kanga a bit more strongly than you have been in previous encounters?
I think so. I think if we keep this up the way we're playing right now, the way we're like working as a team, I think you're going to see a lot better results from us coming into the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, only time will tell what happens on the day. It's something different, but I'm pretty sure it's looking promising from us right now.
Fantastic. And now, if you had any advice for, obviously, VP here, what advice would you give him going into the future?
Well, we all know the update's coming, and it's gonna change some things. But I don't know. Like he said, he's got to work on his drafts a little bit, work on what he's doing with his team, how they're communicating. I don't know. I can't see the team dynamic from my side of things, but they're a good team. They're definitely a good team, and if I feel like once they start meshing some of their stuff a bit better, they're gonna take a lot more points, take some maps. So they just got to keep at it. It's just all it is, just the grind.
Absolutely. And now, Myth, how do you feel coming into the grand final now? Obviously, you taking that place, you guys will be meeting Forever Second, formerly known as Servum eSports. They've been one of the stronger teams in the Oceanic region as well as of late. So how do you feel you'll fare up against them coming into this Sunday's matches?
I think you're just going to see what happens every time. And that's just we're going to take first place. We're going to beat them. It's honestly that simple. I don't know if anyone follows the region. If you don't follow the region, then you might not know, but it's simple to us. We go in with our heads screwed on, and we take the maps, and we go home. That's just how it is every time. So this Sunday is going to be nothing different. I hope Forever Second see that coming, know what's going to come. And I think I played 4 different champions just then. Something like 4 different champions. So, I've sort of diversified my pool just a little bit, Yeah, I don't know. I'm confident. That's all I can say, pretty much. I think my team's confident. We don't really lose very often, so.
Well, confidence is key to gaining some success, and I feel like you're definitely going to be making Forever Second stay true to their name and potentially be finishing in second place coming into this weekend. So keen to see how those matches pan out. Now, VP, back over to you. Where do you see your team going after the new year?
I suppose it's going to be much the same. I mean, we're just going to be putting in whatever time we can get as a team and trying to synergize and be better and just come up with new and different ideas, I suppose. But I mean, as a team, I don't think really much is going to change. We're pretty stable at the moment. I mean, with this new patch, who knows? I mean, it's gonna change things, and the meta's gonna completely shift by the end of it. Like I'm almost foreseeing almost no tanks sometimes with just how ridiculous this patch is going to be. So it's anyone's game, and it'll be the people who actually manage to find the meta first are going to be the ones who capitalize on this new change. So I mean, going into the new year, it's going to be much the same.
I feel like this new meta is definitely going to make or break a lot of teams. A lot of teams may be a bit disheartened by it, but I feel like teams such as yours and Outlaws will definitely be staying in the scene and just proving why you guys are some of the top teams in the Oceanic region.
I mean, we have no need to change. I mean, we're pretty comfortable with our spot, like in the region at the moment. I mean, I think we're sitting about third, and I'd happily say we're sitting about third. I mean, we're able to take points off Outlaws. That was something that we never used to be able to do. Every map was a 4-0. So we have come away, and there's still a long way to go before we're anywhere near Outlaws or Kanga. But, holding that third place in the region sort of gives us more incentive to sort of stay around regardless of whatever changes may be. So, I mean, so long as my team and, me start putting in work, I don't see why we can't sort of keep going further. I mean, the past few weeks we've been a bit lackluster. We haven't really done much, but it's just a matter of knuckling down and coming into the end of the year. People are busy with work. People are busy with family stuff. It's sort of part and parcel of the Christmas season. So I suppose time will tell.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. that I like. Sorry to interrupt. I think that's a big thing I like about some of these teams that are a bit lower. They still put it in the grind, and they're still, as VP was saying, they never used to take points. Now they're taking points, so you can see progress there. And I actually really enjoy that about our scene, that it's getting harder because it drives the teams that are higher up, to actually put in more effort and stay on top. Otherwise, we'll just sink as well. So I'm happy for him that that's happening for him.
Naturally, overconfidence can prove to be the undoing of the higher tier teams if they do take the lower tier teams lightly. So it is good that the lower tier teams are obviously putting in the grind like yourselves. And if you had to pick any of the lower tier teams which you personally would see potentially taking the scene by storm, would you say, who would you pick, Myth?
By storm coming into the next patch, or just right now?
Both.
I'd say right now, like VP said, and I think Forever Second also, like, they're around the same thing. Both of them can, like, if they just hone in on their like little things that they're doing that the teams, like the top teams, aren't doing, what's like costing them maps. If they can like fix that, then you're gonna see like a lot of progress out of them. I'm not gonna say what they need to fix, obviously, on stream, but I think if they can figure out what they're doing wrong, you're going to see them start, just doing a lot better. It's hard to pick a team, honestly. Those two teams are very consistent lately, so they've got the best chance. And as for the next patch, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen at the next patch. It looks crazy, like people are saying. There could be a team that's like 8th seed that just figured something out and just wins maps. So it's hard to say, honestly, right now.
With that being said, you could even see Team Benevolent trying their best to take the top spot in the next patch. Obviously, their team finding a lot of consistency with their placing in the region, just staying around, where are they placed? Around about 8th, I think?
They've been stably 8th since about Eevee's winter, so...
Yeah. Definitely the most consistent team in the region there.
It's good to see that they stuck around, though. Like, there's a lot of teams
that is probably the biggest credit I can give, is some of those lower tier teams have stuck together for so long. Like, they're not... A lot of teams, like, there was a portion where if you looked on the team's document in OCE, how many teams died in the space of a couple months just because no one was willing to put time in together. They were expecting a team to just instantly be taking maps off of what was at the time Kings and Kanga. Like, if you took a map or took points off Kings or Kanga, all of a sudden you're the best team, and then you start losing to other teams, and then they just disband because, we took points off the higher tier teams, and then we lost to this team. There was no stability in the region, but currently we're seeing a lot more stability, and that's what's seemingly making all the other teams have to perform more, is because with stability comes synergy, and with synergy comes better gameplay. And like, that's just seemingly what's happening at the moment, is a lot more intricate and higher tier gameplay. We're not seeing these low tier games where like it's I can't really say low tier, because the top 8 teams from like 8th to like 4th, 8th to 5th, those guys still put in good effort on the matches. And if you do watch their matches, which they don't always get showcased, but when they do happen, they can still perform in spots. And it just goes to show that they are putting in the work.
And onto that point, I'm not sure if you guys watched the broadcast the other night, but if you watched the semi-final of the PGS, where Pantheon came up against Masterminds, that was one of the probably most exciting matches I've seen throughout the whole season so far. And Pantheon haven't been on stream all that often, or at all, I think, until then. So they definitely surprised not just the casting side of things, but the viewers as well. And it adds on to your point that there's definitely a lot of effort being put in throughout the 8th to 5th place teams as well.
Yeah, when you asked before if there's a team coming up that could shock people, I think Pantheon is that team, to be honest. Just from what I've seen, they're putting a lot of effort in right now. It looks to be like, they're coming out with some unique things, which is interesting. So that's a team that you should keep your eye out on if you're in the region.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that will be bringing us to the end of things. Thank you so much, Myth and VP, for joining us on the desk for the post-game captain's interview. A pleasure to have you both on the casting couch this time around. And I'm hoping to have you guys here again coming into further seasons of PCCL.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. It was good matches between Conspiracy throughout this season. So, I enjoy every time we meet up with these guys. I enjoy it. It's something I look forward to. So I wish those guys best of luck if we don't do anything coming up. But yeah.
No, it's the same going here. I always enjoy my Outlaws games. I always get to learn from my mistakes and learn things and try and play my best and actually play against a team that perform well consistently. And that's something I have to admire.
Anyway, thank you both once again, and that will be the end of the broadcast tonight, folks. Tune in on Twitter to receive further information on the Paladins Community Competitive League. I'm Matsy, your caster, and until this Sunday when Outlaws come up against Forever Second, that'll be all from the OCE region. So until next time, folks, enjoy.